Welcome to this series of lectures on the topic operations management. Last time we had studied the introduction of operations management, what operations management is all about, what is the transformation processes, what are the various ingredients in this subject. Today is the second lecture of this series. Today we will be talking about the operations strategy and competitiveness. So in this we will be talking about what are the competitive edges which an organization can have in order to be competent in the market in terms of its processes, in terms of its operation, in terms of its production schedule. So I think it will be giving you a lot of insights about the subject today. So first of all, let us talk about business strategy. Business strategy, as we can see on this slide, the firm's long-range plan based on an understanding of the marketplace. It defines how a company intends to differentiate itself from competitors. Individual employees and functional units use the strategy to align their efforts with each other to accomplish the overall game plan. So what does this mean? So business strategy is, for example, for a company, the business strategy is that we want to expand our business, we want to give the best quality, we want the prices to be low, we want the delivery to be fast. So there are so many strategies of businesses. So based on the business strategy, the operations department also has to make its own strategy, because the operations strategy has to be aligned with the business strategy. For that matter, even the marketing department has to align its strategy with the business strategy. The finance department also has to align its strategy with the business strategy. So overall, you must know what is the overall strategy of your business. So operations management strategy, therefore we can say that you have to make your functions adaptable to your business strategy. For example, you have to choose the right location based on your business strategy, because location is of utmost importance. Because if you have chosen the wrong location for your business will fail no matter you are applying the best management techniques to your business. Then you have to decide what should be the size of your business. Then you have to decide what should be the type of facilities you should provide in your business. What kind of layouts you should have. What kind of workers' skills you should have. What kind of technology you should have. What kind of processes you have to use in your business. What kind of quality you want to have, and what should be the benchmark that you should have in your business. So that is your operations management strategy. So basically, when we talk about business strategy, we have to know what is the vision of that business. Vision is usually a long-term vision. That is, where do you see your company 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now. So based on that vision, the companies or businesses make their mission. So the mission statement, basically it will say that what businesses the firm is in, what it will do, who its customers would be, and how its core benefits would shape its decision making. So based on the vision, you have to make your mission statement, and based on the mission statement, you have to do the environmental scanning. You all have heard about the famous acronym called SWOT, S-W-O-T. So SWOT is strength, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. So the business or the organization should know what are our strengths and what are the opportunities available in the external environment. So it is said that strengths are there in the internal environment of the business. Strength could be they are having sound financial situation. Strength could be that they are technologically very sound. And opportunities, they have to know what are the opportunities available. What is the demand in the market, for example. Similarly, SWOT, strength, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. So weaknesses, one should also know what is my organization's weaknesses and what are the threats. The threat could be there is a huge competition in the market. So based on that, you have to decide your strategy. So you have to first of all do the environmental scanning. And based on all these things, the organization has to build its core competencies. So core competencies are basically your internal strengths. What are our internal strengths? So after knowing your strength and weaknesses, you develop your core competencies. For example, in this slide, you can read that personal, you could have people with special expertise, you have access to some unique technology, and or there are things which firms does better than your competitors. For example, today you have companies, you have some e-commerce companies which claim that they can deliver the item to you within 15 minutes or within 20 minutes. There was a famous pizza company which claimed that they will deliver the pizza within half an hour to you, and if it is not delivered, they will refund your money. So those timely delivery or delivering of the product in a very short period of time becomes their competitive edge, which the competitors cannot match. Or sometimes the companies say that our quality is so sound that nobody can match our quality, nobody can match our technology. For example, you have companies like Apple. So Apple phones, iPhones or their laptops, etc., they are sold much more than the other competitors' price. But why they are able to get this premium price? Because nobody can match the technology which they are offering, nobody can match the quality which they are offering. So that becomes the core competency of that company. So similarly, you could have a core competency. For example, a company could have large network of distribution network, so which nobody others can match. So there has been advertisements by companies like Maruti Suzuki Limited. There are a number of car makers, but Maruti Suzuki claims that they have the biggest distributor network in the country. You go in any remote corner of the country, you will find a dealer, you will find the spare parts, and which are easily available and which are much cheaper than the competitors' spare parts. So you have to build those core competencies. That is called operational efficiency, or that becomes your basically operation management expertise. So basically it is environmental scanning, it is your mission statement you should know, and you should know your core competency. Basically you have to build your core competencies based on your SWOT analysis, the environmental scanning and your mission statement. And then it should align with your business strategy, which defines the long-term plan for the company. So how to identify these competitive priorities? So as we are saying continuously that it has to align with the business strategy. So once again, it could be in terms of cost. Like I said, it could be timely delivery, it could be quality. There is another factor called cost. Your cost is lower than the competitors. For example, in the slide it is written low production costs enables the company to price its product below competitors. So low cost doesn't necessarily mean that it is an inferior product. It's a cheap product. The cost is low. The company has made its operations so well that it is controlling its cost, but it is giving good quality. So if your competitor is giving at par quality, but he cannot match the cost, he can't exceed your quality, he is not giving, neither giving high quality nor giving low quality, but he or she is not able to match your costs. So that becomes your competitive priority or your competitive edge. For example, in a country like India, there are telecom operators. Jio is one such telecom service provider which is providing you services at a lower cost than the competitors. So the competitors cannot beat him. So there are so many reasons for that. So that becomes the competitive edge. Then, as we have already talked about quality, you work on your quality so that you are giving consistently high quality to the customers, and if the customer feels that the quality is definitely much better than the competitors, then the customer is ready to pay even a higher price or is ready to pay a price premium. And as we said, timely delivery or faster delivery is a competitive edge. So that comes only when your production systems or your operational systems are synchronized in such a manner. Then another competitive strategy could be your flexibility. What does it mean, flexibility? For example, you just try to think it in a simple manner. Let's say you want to get your clothes stitched from a tailor. So if there is one tailor who can just stitch simple clothings, but there is a tailor that you show him any design from a magazine and he will make that shirt or a trouser or whatever to you. So he is very flexible. So therefore, sometimes when a company, similarly when a company is able to produce different products as per the market demand, as per the customer's demand, that manufacturer can produce customized products or can give customized service, and in turn may also be able to charge a price premium also. So in that manner, you can very well imagine that this company will never be short of orders, because they are able to take different types of orders, different types of variety of orders, and they will be able to cater to it. It may be applied to any industry. It may be applied to, say, FMCG industry, fast moving consumer goods industry. It can be applied to automobile industry. It can be applied to consumer durable industry. It can be applied to IT industry. For example, you want to have an ice cream. Now, depending on the season, the ice cream manufacturer is able to come out with different flavors of ice cream. And with the seasonal fruits coming in different seasons, they are able to produce those ice creams. So definitely, the customers will have a craze for that kind of manufacturer. So that is called flexibility. That comes only when your systems, your production systems support that. So that becomes your competitive edge. So therefore, business strategy translates into operational strategy, and that translates into your competitive strategy, or in turn design of your operations and structure. And you have to build your infrastructure in such a way. You have to build your production system in such a way that it is able to deal with that customization, it is able to deal with that flexibility, it is able to give that quality, it is able to deliver fast deliveries. So for that you will have to make your production systems accordingly adaptable to such kind of things. So for example, in structure, when we talk about structure, we mean you have to build your facilities in such a manner. The flow of work should be unhindered, uninterrupted flow of work. For example, in a restaurant, when you give an order, in one restaurant, the time when you give an order and the time when you get back your order, it takes about 20-25 minutes. In another restaurant, it takes about 5 to 10 minutes. So which one will you prefer? You will prefer 5 to 10 minutes one, and wherein even the quality is not compromised. So where is the difference? The difference in the flow of work. More people, the processes are more synchronized, more aligned. So you have to work on that. And definitely technology. Maybe there are some automated systems in one restaurant. In other restaurants, the automation system is not there. Even in the kitchens, there are automation systems in good restaurants. So you have to build your planning systems, your control systems. You have to design your workplace accordingly, and you have to decide about what kind of worker skills have to be there. So when we talk about controlling the costs, so as I said, controlling the cost doesn't mean that you are giving an inferior product, you are compromising on quality, but it means how you can cut on the costs. It means you have to eliminate wasted labor. Many times in our last lecture, we had talked about time study, motion studies. There are time studies, motion studies where the worker is trained so that the worker's motions are not wasted. The worker, whatever he or she is doing, that is basically ending in a productive manner. So no wasted labor is there, no wasted materials are there, no wasted facilities are there. So if you are able to ensure that, how it will come? When you are ensuring good quality. Good quality control means that no defective product should be made. because if a defective product is made, so everything has got wasted. The final product is wasted, but the raw materials which was used in that was also got waste. The energy, the electricity which was consumed had got waste. The labor which was used to make that product has got waste. So therefore, you have to work on your quality from the stage 1, right from the time when the product enters in your facilities. Then you have to emphasize on efficient processes and high productivity. We will be talking in the later slides, we will be talking about productivity. How to achieve that productivity? Productivity is output divided by input. Production is output, whereas productivity is output divided by input. So that means we are comparing at what input we are producing that output, right? So if I am able to produce more output with less input, that means I have increased my productivity. So as a student, we all have seen that when we are studying in the normal times, we take a lot of time in completing, say, one chapter. But during the examination time, when I know that next day is my exam, I will be completing that chapter very quickly. So what is happening? In the same time, I am not able to complete the chapter in a full one day. But during the exam time, I am able to complete that chapter in 1 hour, 2 hours. Why? Because my productivity is increasing in less time, because I am concentrating my efforts over there. So similarly, the same analogy, the same concept we can apply to our production system. So that is productivity. So we have to, sometimes yes, companies, in order to cut the cost, they say that we have to limit the product range, and we can't offer customization, because if you are offering more customization, then it will increase the cost. So that is one school of thought. And yes, automation, again, there is a debate on this, that should automation will be there, does automate reduce the cost? Initially, if you are automating your facilities, the initial cost will be more, because you will have to invest in the automated plant, or even if you are buying any automated machinery, it will cost more. But over a period of time, the variable cost will reduce. So in the long run, the cost will reduce, because the variable cost will reduce. So in the long run, you will be able to achieve your productivity. So these are some of the, you can say, points or tips which companies follow in order to reduce the cost. Now, some companies compete on low cost also and quality also, or vice versa. Some companies just want to compete on quality. They are not worried about cost. So the mandate has to be taken by the organization. So when we say competing on quality, it means you are working for high performance designing of your products, of your services. You are offering superior features, maybe high durability of your product, excellent customer service, and the service consistency, the quality consistency is also there, error-free deliveries, close, whatever specifications have been given to you, you are just matching those specifications. So very close tolerances, you are not compromising on any variation in the quality. So that is another competitive edge on quality. Then, as we have been talking about, competing on time means rapid delivery. Most of the manufacturers or online service providers are competing on time today, because they have nothing new to offer. For example, there is a grocery e-company. So it is not manufacturing anything. It is only offering the products which are already available, which are available in your nearby store also, grocery store also. So what they are offering, they different from others. So that is rapid delivery or on-time delivery. So for that also you have to adjust your systems, right? So competing on time also means you have to deliver exactly when it is expected. It should neither be early nor be late. For example, you have logged in on an e-commerce site, let's say on a Amazon or a Flipkart, and you have ordered for some garment for you, and you will not be available because you are in your job. So you will be available only on Saturday or a Sunday. So you put the delivery date that I want it on a Saturday, but the delivery comes earlier and there is nobody to pick up. So that is also not right. as far as the delivery quality is concerned. So delivery means whatever is mentioned, it has to comply to that. So there also the quality speaks for itself. Similarly, in large organizations, last time we were talking about a concept called JIT, just-in-time systems. So just-in-time systems means when the company wants to put their material on the machine. Let's say they want to put the materials on the machine on 1st of the month. So that means the material should arrive 1 day earlier. If the material arrives 5 days earlier, they may not have the space to store that material. So that is why timely delivery means it should be on time as per the specifications. Competing of flexibility, we were just talking about that if your processes can easily switch the production processes from one item to other item, it means you have the flexibility, and therefore nowadays we coin a term called FMS, flexible manufacturing systems. So what are flexible manufacturing systems? Flexible manufacturing systems means that they are able to adapt to new products, new variety of products in the same facilities. So that is another demand today on the operations management. So you should have the product flexibility also, you should have the volume flexibility also. In case the order size is large, you should be able to make that products within the same facilities. So for that, there are different machineries wherein you can use certain attachments so that you can make that machine differently. I'll try to explain it in very simple terms, in a very layman terms. For example, suppose you have a small house, the space is small. So if you buy such furniture, if you buy, for example, some sofa set, which in the night can be converted into a bed, so that if you have some extra guest, that sofa set converts into a bed. So that kind of flexibility in your furniture system. So similarly, if your manufacturing system, if your machinery has got such kind of flexibility, you are able to accommodate different types of order, you will be able to accommodate different volumes of order. Okay, so sometimes, yes, the companies have to do the trade-off also. Trade-off means between quality, between volumes, between cost. Sometimes some compromise has to take place. For example, I want to give very high quality. So yes, initially the cost will increase because I will not use inferior raw materials. I will be using high quality raw materials. So in that case, some kind of trade-offs has to be there. For example, if it is a restaurant, I'll just show you a slide wherein we have just taken a case study of a pizza restaurant. So for example, it needs slow burning, slow cooking. So there is no point in saying that I will deliver this in 10 minutes because the taste will come in slow cooking. So therefore, somewhere we will have to trade off between the time and the quality. So that the organization has to decide. Ultimately, it should be a holistic experience to the customer. And accordingly, you have to decide that which kind of parameter you should take while building your systems, while building your flexible facilities. Now, generally in operations management, we use two terms. One is called order qualifiers and order winners. So, goodbye. Thank you.